kinda lost and find. Ended the game in overtime, drawing of a new design, drilling that one earth of mine. Looking to the outward, speaking mind about words, absurd, blurred to the curb, walking along the verge.
Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish, and I am back with another part of my Houston Texans offensive ebook guide here. Today we're going to jump into the Strong Pro. Only one formation in the Strong here, so that's simple enough. A lot of runs in this. You know, as I've said before, the Texans book is not a great running book. This is going to be one of the better run formations. Give you 4 passing plays out of this today, and there's a chance I jump into this later because there's 24 plays. So there might be some more down the road. But this is the PA pound draw. Going to be blocking Y. A few different ways to run. Now, I say RB curl. I put option there because if you see a cover 4, like right here, I can see it's a cover 4. You're going to want to hit that deep in right when he checks up to turn, and then you're going to want to leave the RB alone because that's what pulls the defender. Otherwise, that window will not be open in a cover 4 situation if you run the curl there. So that's why that one's an option. Same as the X on the left, the option for that. Cover 3s and cover 4s, I tend to leave that X receiver where he is. You know, you can make plays on that. And you see that one coming across there. And in a cover 2 is when I like to take that X and motion him to the right. If I'm looking for cover 2, just because then I know if you know, short yardage and they man you up press, that route with just a little lob pass after a second or two will beat it almost every time. It's very good. Very good off the press there, actually, because of the angle. It's a very slight angle, but I notice it breaks really nice. I see cover 2, you're going to have that. You just got to get the timing down when to hit it. And for some reason, again, with that route, you're going to get spec catch a lot. So this is going to your number 1 receiver off of that play when you're running it like that. So, I mean, you know, he should probably have those, you know, stats anyway, those attributes anyhow. So a lot of it. So with this one, a lot of it read and react there. So you don't want to sleep on that deep in. I'm not gonna. That's not a route that you're waiting for coming across, though. Really, I mean, if everything breaks down, that's when I hit that coming across. When I'm looking, you know, if I see that X not hitting it, and I'm not really throwing to the A very much in this. Give them to him one right here. That route will get open a decent amount. It's the basic simple route. You know, they're not a great tight end on this one, but that route will get open on its own. But it was more trying to highlight when to, like I say, when to bring that X in, when to hit that. You see it inside of there, anything like that, you get pass lead. If he's got man on there and you pass lead it inside, if there, you know, like a man covers like that, you'll be able to hit that. A lot of the cover 3s and stuff, remember, on a cover 3 situation, you can move them in or not. It doesn't make a huge difference, but you're probably going to end up having to throw a right bullet pass for those. You see, again, the spec catch there with the way that one is, I get that animation a ton when I'm using this play. So there's the first one out here. Go again. The next one, we're going to look into the Y option. And on this one out here, we've got a C route on that left-hand side. I'm going to bring the B over here just because on occasion, you know, he's going to be able to get deep. I'm going to run this play on the right hash mark. Most all my plays I show you in the middle. This one, because of the B route, when we want to hit that, if we can hit it, that is, we want to be on the right side because otherwise you'll throw that pass out of bounds. And you see right here, I've got enough where I can kind of get a step. There's going to be times where you get a few steps. That one was even tighter covers than a lot normal, because sometimes the defenders will even bump each other. Like right in here, there's a little collision, and you know, like that. Well, but they had a safety over the top, so I want to check it down. But you see, sometimes you'll see that with the defenders. So that's what I'm looking for, is that release of the B. And then you know, if I don't see that, of course you're going to have the running back on the Y angling back and in. We are blocking on the right hand side. I'm probably going to block the line to the left. When I'm running this, because you're going to be blocking the fullback and he's on the right, so I do kind of block left most of the time. If blitzes mess it up, you'll see then. But and here's one of those again over the top there, and we'll get behind. So that's it is there. You just don't want to force that pass. So I'd run it a few times in practice, run it in solos just or something to get used to what you're looking at, know what you're seeing. There again, I could hit that over the top, but we're going to hit the C on that one. You should be pretty familiar with those. On occasion, again, just because the way those two routes are together, you're going to get that break in here. And if you're expecting pressure on any of these, which we're going to get this one, there we go, hit that. If you are expecting pressure in any of these sets, you can always block the running back and the fullback. I swing him out left because it gives a nice check down. If I don't see either these two guys, my main look is normally going to be, that X and the B route. See what breaks there. If I can get this over the top, I'm going to hit that one. I see right here, I look like I stepped out of bounds. That's what I mean. So you definitely don't want to throw that when you're in the middle. You might be able to get away with it, but you're better off giving more space on that play. But it is, again, one that you can hit a big one with on occasion. All right, and the next one here, we'll be getting into the play action scissors, PA scissors. On you're going to take the A tight end, motioning him off to the left, and then take the running back in a block. You get better blocking out of the running back than you do on the fullback. So, and then on the fullback, I'm putting him on a check release on this play. First couple times he's going to run it, he's just going to be on an out, just because. But I find the check release is probably the best way this breaks. A is going to be good man beater. X will beat man on most cases also. B, not so much. I'm just kind of looking at that. I'm looking more at the AX and then followed by the check down when I start running it that way. I see. So the user, if there is a user in the middle, he should be chasing the A receiver unless he's seen this play a few times. Then you'll be able to hit the X. Like I could have hit it right there off the bounce. So, but a lot of those is right when they come up and they start checking the feet about to turn. I'll normally throw those a nice bullet, and that's about normally that'll be a completion unless they're, like I say, underneath or something of that. But with that, so, and if you're following A and then that X, you're also going to see that check down. If he happens to break early, a lot of times that's a good sign that he's going to get 8-10 yards in that case. If he's not even going for the block at all. But so that way it's just kind of a progressions. How that picks up. Here we go, running both of them. If you want to play action and put them both on that, you see you get pressure a lot faster though doing that, but. That is an option, kind of up to you. I mean, you could always try to block the fullback here that I'm kicking him out to, and then just leave the play action, and maybe block to the left perhaps, but slide left. I myself, I prefer this. I'm just not a big play action person. That's just personal preference thing though. But with that said, you're going to get at least you get a few basic reads on this one's probably more of a basic one than the others. I'm going to probably maybe go through the run plays also in a bit in these. I don't know if it's worth putting out a video or anything necessarily on that. Most people can figure out the runs themselves on, I figure. But if there's anything unique motion-wise, maybe if I make another video, I'll put that in. And see right here, when I got behind the guy, we're underneath. That's when I will throw the up above, a little bit of lob on that. So that one actually will work, even though he's coming across here, like that. You can actually float those behind if in certain zones, if the safety especially is not sitting there on the top of that end of it. So we'll get one more here. Sorry, just for these today. I've been just extremely busy. I've got a lot of stuff I have on the side here. This is more of a hobby, so unfortunately I can't get the daily vids out right now, man. Just depends on how it is. But we're gonna get one more out of this, the Z Motion F flat, and that will wrap that one up. And we're going to take this one and we're going to do an X slant and RB block. So not too much you'll have to do. You're already going to get the nice break coming off the motion there. So like right here, if I see that, I'll just get extra blocking with the running backs, and that'll be that. And then you see right there, we'll be able to get the wide open underneath come across. So that one will have the speed burst. As it's a lot of those type of motion routes will, in a sense. The slant coming across, easy to read. I mean, you're familiar with that. And then of course you're going to get a speed burst again, real nice out of that running back. So if you wait too long like I did there, then you are going to catch him out of bounds a bit. So unless you were already on the left-hand side. But you see, it's going to be very hard in man coverage, especially for them to keep up with either of those two routes, either that B coming across or the Y for the underneath stuff. And then so you've got three right there that you can consider, because you got a slant, three routes you can consider, man beaters along with that. The A now, when he sits into zones, like you see cover three, anything like that, where you can see him coming, a little gap where, where there's nothing, just like underneath and inside. That's when you want to hit that. Actually, and right about when he's about to turn in, you'll even be able to hit that. Like right in here, you see that, and then right as he's coming in, that's a great spot. If you don't have anybody usering and they're flying out to the right, anything like that, but you see that gap right there develop after I snap the ball, you're going to be able to hit this one for a good chunk play also. So, and even if you have to wait for it to come back to the left. On occasion, you can split like a cover 2 with that, but for the most part, I'm looking for like that cover 3 sort of look for it. Even some cover 4s, depending on, you know, and even some blitzes now if they've got, you know, if you need to max block and they've only got like one yellow in there, you know, so you can have that B come across with the A, and if he doesn't track that A, you're more likely going to be open to be able to hit that. So just things to look at, and I'll get some more work out here. Not sure what formation we'll do next, but we'll keep them coming. Thanks, guys. Peace.